Ever feel like your body has a favorite weight it keeps dragging you back to? You drop a few pounds, but then almost like clockwork, it creeps right back on. That's not just in your head. Researchers call this the set point theory. The idea that your body defends a certain weight range, like a thermostat. And whether you believe in this theory or not, or whether you think it's a fixed number or just a range, the point is the same. Your body resists change. That's why fat loss feels like such a fight. Hunger spikes, energy tanks, metabolism slows, and eventually most people end up back where they started. But here's the good news. There is a way to break the cycle. There's a fat loss habit that actually helps you escape the constant restart pattern and teaches your body a new normal. And nobody really talks about it, but they should. And if you're new here, I'm Rebecca, a dietitian, trainer, and mom of 3. I've helped coach hundreds of busy moms through this exact process. So everything I share comes from real life, not theory. Here's the problem with most diets. They're built on extremes. Cut more carbs, slash calories, add another cardio session. And for a while, the scale moves. But then biology pushes back. Research shows that after weight loss, your body burns fewer calories, ramps up hunger hormones, and makes cravings louder. Not you failing, it's your body defending home base. So the real question isn't, how do I lose weight faster? It's, how do I teach my body to accept a lower weight as the new baseline? That's where this habit comes in. So like I said earlier, think of your body like a thermostat. If it's set at 170, you can force things down to 164 a bit, but the system is working overtime to push you right back to 170. You don't win by cranking harder. You win by finding a way to reset the thermostat, to convince your body that this lower weight is the new normal. And that's where the habit I'm about to share comes in. What actually throws people off track isn't the food. It's this. It's the all or nothing restart cycle. You know the pattern. You eat well for a few days, then Friday night gets messy. By Saturday, you convince yourself that you'll get back on track later, instead of carrying something through now. That cycle is what keeps your body stuck at the same set weight. Because instead of sending a consistent signal long enough to adapt, you're constantly flipping it on and off. The fat loss habit no one talks about is what I call the anchor habit. It means you pick one simple, non-negotiable action and you keep it steady no matter what the rest of your day looks like. Your anchor might be 30 grams of protein at breakfast, a 20-minute walk, drinking 80 ounces of water every day. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it has to be something you do consistently, even on messy days. For example, imagine a day that totally unravels. The baby is up all night, your toddler refuses to eat breakfast, you forget your kids' field trip money, work emails are piling up, and by the time dinner rolls around, you're ordering pizza because cooking isn't happening. That day might feel like a loss, but if you still got your anchor habit in, it wasn't. You drank your water, or you had your protein at breakfast, or you squeezed in that 20-minute walk while the kids rode bikes. That thread is what carries you forward even when everything else went sideways. Think of it like a bank account. Most people make a few deposits during the week, then wipe out the balance on the weekend and wonder why nothing grows. The anchor habit is like setting up an automatic deposit. It's small, it's steady, and even when life is chaotic, those deposits add up. Over time, the balance builds, and so does your fat loss progress. So quick check. If you had to pick one anchor habit right now, what would it be? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Here's why it works. Psychologically, it breaks the all or nothing mindset. You stop training your brain to believe progress only counts when the whole day is perfect. And biologically, it creates continuity of input. Your body gets the same signal, protein intake, movement, hydration, repeated over and over. And over time, those signals add up to an actual shift in your baseline. That's what makes the anchor habit powerful. It's not about being perfect. It's about carrying one thread forward even on the messy days. And that's what teaches your body a new normal. For me, it wasn't that I was stuck at the same weight for months. It was that after my first baby, my clothes weren't fitting the way I wanted, and I just didn't feel strong. I was doing workouts, but I wasn't lifting heavy enough, and I wasn't consistent with the habits that actually mattered. When I finally learned to anchor myself to those key habits, hitting protein consistently and pushing myself with strength training, that's when everything changed. My body started to look and feel different. Clothes fit better. I was building muscle instead of just spinning my wheels. And for the first time, I wasn't bouncing between on track and off track. I was steady. That consistency was the turning point. And it's the same approach I help my clients take when we focus on building habits that actually last. One of my clients, Meryl, told me that she had spent years yo-yo dieting. She'd lose a few pounds, then gain them back over and over again. She was overwhelmed by mixed information, and nothing ever stuck long term. Once we focused on finding her anchor, for her, it was making sure she hit protein every morning and stayed consistent with short daily workouts. Everything changed. She told me, I don't feel like I'm starting over all the time anymore. I'm eating more, I have more energy, and it finally feels like a lifestyle, not a diet. Be honest. Does that sound familiar? Have you felt like you're always starting over? Comment yes below if that hits home. That's the power of the anchor habit. It broke her out of the restart cycle and gave her consistency her body could adapt to. And the research backs this up. Studies show that consistency is the biggest predictor of keeping weight off, more than which diet you follow or how fast you lose it. The anchor habit works because it makes consistency possible. Instead of going all in, then bailing out, you always have one steady signal. That repeated input tells your body, this isn't a phase, and this is who we are now. Whether you call it shifting your set point or simply retraining your baseline, the mechanism is the same. Your body adapts to the signals you give it most often. And by the way, I've linked free resources below to help you get started, including meal ideas and simple workouts you can repeat. So here's the bottom line. Fat loss doesn't fall apart because you don't have enough willpower. It falls apart because you keep stopping and restarting. The habit no one talks about but should is anchoring yourself to one non-negotiable that never drops, no matter how messy life gets. That's how you break out of the restart cycle, teach your body consistency, and finally see it settle into a new normal. So you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know what my anchor habit should be? Here's how I'd choose one. Pick something that feels doable on your busiest day. Choose a habit that makes the biggest ripple effect. Protein, movement, hydration. Make sure it's measurable so you'll know if you actually did it. Start with just one. And if you're consistent with that, it becomes the thread that carries you forward, even when everything else falls apart. Now, if you also want to learn how your body processes food and where to start with nutrition, I've linked my free body type quiz below. That's a separate tool to give you clarity on fueling your own body. And don't forget, I've got free resources linked to help you put this into practice today. You can also join my email list where every week I send encouragement, a simple recipe, and even a quick workout, all designed to help you lose weight in a way that actually sticks. If this video gave you a new way to think about fat loss, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be dropping more practical, real talk strategies to help busy moms lose fat, build strength, and actually enjoy the process. I'll see you in the next one.